story today morning at 11:30. The Supreme Court will hear a petition filed by the Shiv Sena, Congress and NCP last night against the centre's move to end President's rule and the governor's move to invite Devendra Fadnavis to form a government in Maharashtra. A three-judge bench will be hearing that petition. The BJP on Saturday made a stunning comeback in Maharashtra that saw NCP's Ajit Pawar changing sides overnight. This even as the Congress, Sena and NCP were in talks over government formation. Yesterday morning, the country woke up to the news that Devendra Fadnavis had taken oath as the Maharashtra Chief Minister with Ajit Pawar, who he had repeatedly accused of corruption, as his deputy. A number of meetings and press conferences followed, with Sharad Pawar claiming that his nephew acted on his own and misled the governor and that he doesn't have the numbers. So let's just take a look at all these dramatic developments that have taken place in Maharashtra.
मी देवेंद्र गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की कायद्याद्वारे स्थापित झाले आहे अशा भारतीय संविधानाबद्दल मी खरी श्रद्धा व निष्ठा बाळगेन.
Political tsunami early Saturday morning. Devendra Fadnavis taking oath the second time as Chief Minister of Maharashtra, with Ajit Pawar taking oath as Deputy CM.
मी अजित अनंतराव पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक दृढकथन करतो की कायद्याद्वारे स्थापित झाले आहे अशा भारतीय संविधानाबद्दल मी खरी श्रद्धा व निष्ठा बाळगीन.
A Maharashtra political saga that saw over 15 twists in 23 days saw its biggest one, that too overnight. On Friday evening, Sena, Congress, NCP were trying to finalize the government formation. Final touches were to be given on Saturday, and suddenly the unexpected happened. A letter of support was handed to the governor by Devendra Fadnavis, claiming NCP support and some independence.
महाराष्ट्र को एक स्थिर शासन देने की आवश्यकता थी, कोई खिचड़ी शासन नहीं जहां पर तीन ऐसी पार्टियां साथ में आ जाए और कोई सरकार बना दे जो चल भी न पाए.
अगर गवर्नमेंट आता है तो उसमें से अच्छे से रास्ता निकालना को मदद हो सकती है. डिसीजन जल्द से जल्द हम ले सकते हैं. इसीलिए हमने ये सब निर्णय लिया और आज गवर्नमेंट हमने स्थापित किया है.
It was Pawar versus Pawar, and the Pawar family split out in the open. By morning, Supriya Sule wrote a WhatsApp status claiming party and family split, suggesting that Ajit Pawar acted on his own.
You see, I am not fully at all aware of what exactly happened. Till yesterday we were together, we were discussing, we were planning our next course of action, and we never expect this type of action from our colleagues.
हे नवं हिंदुत्व, नवा जनादेशाचा आदर करणारी जी काही लोक आलेली आहेत, मला असं वाटतं मधल्या काळामध्ये ईव्हीएम वरती एक आरोप केला जात होता, तो कमी पडतो की काय म्हणून हा सगळा जो काही खेळ खंडोबा चाललेला आहे तो बघितल्यानंतर मला असं वाटतं की यापुढे आता निवडणुका घोषित न करता मी पुन्हा एक बोलण्यापेक्षा मी जाणारच नाही असं करून फेविकॉल लावून जर कोणी माणसं बसली तर ते अधिक योग्य होईल. म्हणजे जणू काही पाकिस्तानवरती सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक करावा तसा हा सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक महाराष्ट्रावरती, शिवरायाच्या महाराष्ट्रावरती केला गेलेला आहे.
NCP claimed that the letter taken from MLAs was misused and it was never a letter for support for the BJP. And since Ajit Pawar was legislative leader, the letter of support for the Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress alliance.
अजीत पवार जी ने जो विधायकों के दस्तखत लिए गए थे, विधिमंडल पार्टी के नेता के नाते उन्होंने पार्टी के कार्यालय से मंगाया, अपने कवरिंग लेटर लगा के वो खत देकर सरकार की स्थापना कराने का काम किया है. कि देवेंद्र जी की जो सरकार बनाई गई है अनैतिक तरीके से, उसके पास बहुमत नहीं और विधानसभा के पटल पे इस सरकार को हम हटाएंगे.
As the day began to end, slowly the NCP MLAs started to return, and by the end of the NCP meet, around 50 MLAs were back with the Sharad Pawar camp. But it will be interesting to watch how many of them will vote for whom when the floor test actually happens. In Mumbai with Saurabh Gupta, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
All right, well, let's go across to Saurabh this morning. Good morning, Saurabh. I think all of us woke up wondering what new, twist will we see in Maharashtra. But so far, Saurabh, it does seem in the NCP that Ajit Pawar just doesn't have the support that he claimed at the time that he was sworn in. And of course, everybody looking at the Supreme Court now, which will take up the plea by the NCP, Congress and Sena.
Absolutely, all eyes are going to be on the Supreme Court because that is where it will be decided as to when that trust vote will take place. And Devendra Fadnavis will have to prove his majority on the floor of the House. And if all the NCP MLAs vote like they've said, because when they all came out, they said we are all with Sharad Pawar and we're not with Ajit Pawar, and Ajit Pawar misled us, including Dhananjay Munde, who was doing all of this with Ajit Pawar. Came back into the NCP fold. So obviously there is something that happened, throughout the day. And if they all stand by what they said, but you can never, say, because there have been too many twists and turns, and what is said is almost always never done by these MLAs. So, the fact is that if they all, stand by what they said, then of course the government will find it difficult to have a majority, unless of course they have other breakaways from other parties, say like the Shiv Sena or the Congress. At this point, that seems likely because of the fact that all these three parties, the Congress, the Shiv Sena and the MLA, have said whoever defects from the party will face an election of all these three parties putting up a joint candidate. So obviously that is something that is playing on the MLA's minds. No one wants to lose their seat, and that is something that is so far been successful in keeping people from breaking away, except perhaps Ajit Pawar, who the NCP says took this decision independently. He was approached independently by the BJP, and he misused the powers he had as legislature party leader of the NCP. But interestingly, Devendra Fadnavis built his career and emerged as a voice of the opposition before 2014 as someone who took on Ajit Pawar for his corruption, someone who took on and exposed the irrigation scam. And since then, he has been a vocal critic of Ajit Pawar. What changed overnight that he made Ajit Pawar his deputy and, with these letters of support went to the governor? Because at the moment, it seems that even if he did go with these letters of support to the governor, it's not actually the right thing, because obviously these letters of support, as the NCP says, was for the Shiv Sena, Congress, NCP combined. Interestingly, it'll play out over the next few days, and you're going to see a dramatic turn of events in Maharashtra. I suspect the drama isn't over yet. There's more in store for all of us from Maharashtra. So obviously, political machinations are going to go on, and people are going to try and reach out to MLAs. Each MLA is worth a lot now, given the fact that a trust vote will have to be held. And it seems that the next, and it seems that Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar holding the joint press conference seem to be determined to sort of, bring down, what they say is not a government that is legitimate.